We had this to say about that period of time. My men and I were greatly wearied and fatigued from our Valley campaign, and we'd marched over 100 miles to reach and support you. And if you remember, on the 23rd, I had ridden 50 miles that one night to join in a discussion of our battle plans. This being the first time to meet you in person and to work with you and General Longstreet and the rest of your staff, I must admit that I was tired and weary, not only from the previous battles, but also from that night's journey. And maybe I wasn't as clear as mine and offered as much involvement with the discussion as I should have. And I agreed to a schedule that later I was not able to maintain. I did not foresee the problem with the railroads that we had run into, the excessive heat, the downpours of rain that made the stream swollen. We found roads barricaded by the enemy. We found bridges destroyed and or flooded. And I was not able to keep the precise time schedule that I had agreed to in your presence. And therefore I gave you reason to doubt. We did end up performing all tasks as assigned, but we were not able to keep on the time schedule that we had first agreed to. So I do say that we both had a learning curve in that situation. I think this was the first time that four elements of the Army of Virginia had been welded together in offensive action. And I believe, sir, you concur with me that we both need large and more organized staff in order to communicate and coordinate such a large army.
I should also point out that until that time, the reputation that I had been given around the southern states was not that of the best. We were over here in Western Virginia. Elements of the Confederate Army didn't respond as well as we had hoped they would. And I became known as Granny Lee as a result of that. And then when we got into the area around Richmond, where I was preparing defenses, we dug trenches. The title that was given to me then was called King of Spades, because the soldiers were given spades and shovels to dig trenches with, and so I was called the King of Spades. I've talked to General Newell and several others, and they were not familiar with me. They had no idea as to how I would lead, as was the case with General Jackson. So you've got a brand new Army commander working with division and corps commanders, and nobody really knew each other well enough to figure out how we were going to interact. I should tell you that many of us had worked with each other in the old Army, that being we all served in the U.S. Army. We had all worked together. Many of us worked together in Mexico, and so we had that type of interaction. The old Army was only about 16,000 strong, officers and enlisted personnel, and so everybody pretty much knew